Okay, well, I've got everything out here. I'm just going to make this quick video. This is the last several videos that I have made before. The first was the roles of men in a marriage, and then I put out a series of 4 videos for what I believe to be the proper roles of women in the marriage. And this last video is going to be what my role is in the family as a whole, as a wife and a mother. I remember quite a while ago I was talking with somebody about, you know, where our kids are in our priority list, and she was like, well, my kids come first, you know, they have to, you know, our kids come before anything in this family, before each other, and before anything else in this world. It's the kids, the kids, the kids. Well, I have to respectfully disagree with that. It's my belief and opinion, and I believe that's also Bible belief, that my husband comes before my kids. Well, first and foremost, let's just say that I believe God comes before anything, all of the above, before my husband, before my kids. That said, as far as the physical family is concerned, my immediate family, of course, you know, from my past videos, you'll understand that my husband comes before anything else. Before me in the relationship, obviously. And so this last segment here, this last video I'm going to make, is that I believe that my kids come last. Do I think that they're at the bottom of the chain? No. I do not put them, however, before my husband in any way. People say, well, how can you not put your kids first? If you don't put your kids first, they're not going to get anywhere. They're not going to make it. They're not going to know you love them. Shouldn't you put your kids first? Because, okay, that's totally irrelevant. What is relevant is that the children be raised properly, and to raise them properly, you don't just teach them and talk to them and shove them out the door and send them off to school and have them come home with everything that the school system has filled their heads with and expect them to, voila, someday after, you know, 5 to 7 years of college, become these, you know, perfect American citizens and family members that the world expects of them. That's not how it works. I believe that children learn by watching. A child doesn't have to go to school a single day in their life to learn how to live, to be the proper type of person as far as who to love and respect and to have their priorities straight. So just to put it rather simply and quickly, I will say that my husband comes first before my kids, because when my kids see that their mother respects their father and loves their father, and their father also respects and loves their mother, then these kids are seeing the relationship that they want to emulate when they grow up. When they see a relationship that, despite the differences, despite any disagreements and times where we may be at odds about something, the children understand the proper roles of the parents. So my first priority in this family, other than God being first and in the middle of everything, my first priority is to my husband. When my priority to my husband is in the proper place and our roles are being fulfilled properly to each other, the children, their roles fall right into place because they see the proper way of things, the proper family structure. When God's not in the family, it doesn't work. When the man is not the head of the household, it doesn't work. When I am not submissive and respectful and treating my husband with honor, then the family doesn't work. So when my kids see all of this stuff, it just falls into place because it's the natural way of things, the way we were designed, the way we were created. So when you have a nation that's falling apart, such as America, what's the first thing that you look to see who's guilty? You know, something that I've learned from, unfortunately, watching a lot of TV, but when something goes wrong and you want to find out who is to blame, you see who is to gain, who has to gain from what's happened. Does the family gain from what's happened to this country? No. Who gains from what's happened to this country? It's the world bankers. So therefore they must be trying to implement a plan that is making us be on the losing end. And why is the family falling apart? It's no it's no great wonder to know that the way things have happened progressively throughout this past century, just this past century alone. What did we have in the 40s, in the 50s even? You know, as recent as the 50s. You had women in the home, you had women cleaning, women cooking, you had women taking care of their husbands and seeing that their families were nurtured and cared for. You had men in the workplace, and you had a smooth running society. Of course, we all know that there were other things on the agenda, but for the basic tenets of what we're talking about, these are the points that I'm trying to make. Nowadays, when you compare to what I just mentioned about the 40s and 50s, what's the comparison? There's hardly any women at home anymore. Almost all successful families, quote successful families in this country, you have both parents working. You have broken families because they're separated and divorced and remarried and living with boyfriends and living in adultery and fornication, and that's a whole other video. But you have broken relationships, broken families, because women aren't in their proper places. This all stems down to the plan to break the family unit down. When the family unit is broke down and people around the nation are falling apart, there is no we the people anymore, because there is no cohesiveness, there is no family bond for people to stand together in communities against what is rising against we the people. So who's going to rise to fight against anything when there is no we the people? There isn't ever going to be any successful we the people anymore, because the family unit is broke in this entire nation. Men don't love their wives anymore. Why? Because their wives aren't staying home and taking care of them and nurturing them. The women are the glue that hold the family unit together, essentially holding we the people together. And when women step across the line and go out into the men's workplace and fulfill all of the men's roles, men are reduced to nothing. They have no responsibility to speak of. They have nothing. And then you have these boys and teenagers that grow up in this lifestyle and don't know any better because they're not taught the proper way. So this country is destined for failure, because we the people no longer exist, because we the people, the glue is old and cracked and falling apart, because women are not in the homes holding everything together anymore. They've gone out into the workplace, they've gone into other relationships. There is no monogamy, there is no mothering of the children, there is no nurturing. We the people are destined to fail because everything has fallen apart. This is our future, this is what's coming. As far as the New World Order and the tribulation period and all that, that's a whole other series of video, but I just wanted to make this real quick to explain my position as far as where I stand is in the family, not just from the perspective of a husband or a wife, but from the child's perspective as well. So it all ties in together. But thanks for listening.